June, you're a genius.
Think it's a game.
I came up from nothing, nigga, you can't tell me shit, yeah. Did it on my own, check out my neck, check out my wrist, yeah.
I swear I ain't never expected it to be like this. Now a nigga getting rich, I swear every day we lit,
yeah. Every day we lit, yeah. You can't tell me shit, yeah. Remember I was broke, yeah. Now I'm getting rich.
Alright guys, today I'm going to be going over my Shimano Excense DC. I've had this reel for about 4 months now, give or take. It's performed great, and I'm going to show you guys today how I clean it, why I got it, and how it performs. So, first thing, I'm going to go over like why I got it. I can show you guys my ReelArsenal. I have the Shimano Excense, Daiwa Tatula Type HD, the Daiwa T3 Ballistic, which just has some really cool technology to it. Shimano Chromica 100B, Shimano Scorpion 70 HG. It's a JDM model. It's basically a JDM model Corrado, and then I have a Daiwa RG spinning reel. So if there's something, there should be something you guys should notice about that Arsenal, is that all these reels I have, they're all really quality reels, and they're not reels that you see every day. Like the Shimano Scorpion 70, I was the first person to make a video about this in English because it's from Japan. The Daiwa T3, it's discontinued, and it just, I don't know why, but a lot of people didn't pick up on it. The Daiwa Tatula Type HD, it's, yes, the Tatula is very popular, but not a lot of people have the Tatula Type HD, that particular model. So I love Shimano and I love Daiwa, and at the time I had a lot of like, my arsenal was all over the place. I had a Shimano Chronarch 200E, which was doing okay, but the drag kept slipping. I had a 6-gill bait caster, which is like a $60 reel. It wasn't bad, but it wasn't great. And my arsenal was kind of all over the place. So what I decided to do was do a lot of research, try to find one reel that I can buy and just like work with, and it would just stay with me for a long time. So like the Daiwa Tatula, for example, I've had this reel for 3 years. I clean it, take care of it, and it's still here today. I kind of wanted to get a good investment like that. So a lot of people say that the Shimano Excense is way too expensive, but if you're looking for a reel to invest your money in and for it to stay around, I would go with it. Like, rather than paying $60 for a 6-gill and having it break within a year or two, you know what I mean? So that's what I was looking for. I love the look of the reel. I love that it has that DC chip. My favorite technique is flipping jigs and fishing jigs in general, and that kind of goes with this 8:0:1 gear ratio. You really need a fast gear ratio for that. So yeah, that's what I really like about it, and I loved it so much that I bought different parts. I bought custom parts from Hedgehog Studio for it. I got red and blue for that. But I've tried all kinds of lures on this. I found that it casts Senkos very, very well. It's not the best at skipping. I'd say the best reel for skipping is the Scorpion 70, but it can do it pretty well. I'd say it casts 3/8 ounce to ½ ounce. Like, it can bomb that. I'd say anywhere from 70 to 80 yards. Like, I'm not even exaggerating. This reel really can do that. If you have the right line, the right rod, the right setup in general, this thing can do it. It can get you places that your other bait casters can't. So that's why I got it. Now I'm going to go over how it's performed over the last few months. I've cleaned it, I'd say, twice in the last 4 months. Nothing really. Every time I clean it, it works fine. Nothing really bad to say about it. I'd say after fishing it for like a month or two, it'll lose some of its smoothness. But right when you clean it again, you put some more grease on those gears, and you get the bad stuff out. It just works brand new again. I've tried Seeger Red Label fluorocarbon 15 pound. I've tried 10 pound. This reel handles that really well. I've tried Sunline BX2, which is their new braid. This stuff works really well. I was really skeptical about putting braid on this reel because a lot of reels, when you put braid on it, just doesn't feel the same. Even if you take braid even if you take braid off of the reel after you use braid on it, it just doesn't feel the same. But for some reason, this reel has been an exception. It works just fine with braid or without it. I haven't noticed any difference. So I guess now, I'll get into how I clean it. I'm not a pro at cleaning. I taught myself how to clean reels. So if you guys have any tips, anything I'm doing wrong, just let me know. You don't have to be mean in the comments. I get a lot of bad comments here and there, but I'm trying to learn. So if you guys have any tips, just hit me up. So first, I'm gonna take this reel off this rod, and I'll probably put you guys in the chesty so you guys have a better angle. Alright guys, so this is the reel off of the rod. As you can see, it's pretty smooth, no problems. We'll get a free spool here. Hold on, make sure the spool tension knob is set right. Make sure that the brakes are off completely. I mean, that thing, this is all stock bearings, stock spool. I've changed some parts on the outside of the reel, but I've changed nothing on the inside of the reel. The thing's still going. Just a very quality reel. Other than some scratches, it hasn't really shown any wear at all. There we go. I should time that, but just stopped. There we go. So first thing, what I like to do is I'll take off this side cap, side plate. Should I even take this thing off in so long? I forgot how it comes off. It comes off like that. There's the DC technology right there. Here's your spool. Take out the spool. And then in here, you should see there's going to be a screw. Get the screwdriver out. There's going to be a screw right in here. Okay, I hope you guys can see that well. But I'm going to unscrew that. I'll take the flat. Yeah, like I said, I hope you guys can see this. But that's the first thing I do. I take that out. Put that to the right. Then I'll start working on getting this out. Make sure I get the right. Alright, we're going to take this off. Yes, might get a little scratched on your reel. Me personally, I don't really care about it. If you do, wrap this with like a sock or something, and then put your pliers on it. That way it doesn't get scratched up. You're going to take off your star drag, and also make sure you do not lose this piece. And on your star drag, there's a little clicker, a little teeny tiny piece right here. Do not lose that. That's what makes this whole thing click. We're going to take off the spring, and then that thing is on there good. You probably got to use the pliers for that too. There we go. So we're going to unscrew this. Like I said, I'm not a pro. I don't know all the names. I just know how to do it. Take that off. And then with this piece, remember, gray side goes up, So I'm going to put that face down. And while I take everything apart, I typically put everything in order of the way that I take it apart. So now I got these washers. Get this other one out. It'll come out. Let's get the other one right there. Where do we want to go next? We'll go underneath here. So the next screw I'm going to take is this one on the bottom, right here. Take that one out. I'm going to put all my main screws on the outside, so I know they go on the outside. I haven't taken this reel apart in a while. There's the other washer right there. What else do we have to do to take this thing apart? It might be this. Yeah, this one. Okay. Oh, okay. Last thing you have to take off is going to be this screw. It's going to be really hard for you guys to see it, but right underneath this line guide, there's a screw right in here. You gotta take that out. Get this. That's one of the more difficult ones to get. If you think it's difficult to get out, after putting that thing back in, you're gonna have a hard time. But it's doable. Alright, once you get those 4 screws out, there's one. Put them all on the edge, put them all on the outside so you don't lose them. Once you get in the inside of the reel, it's going to look like this. So the first thing you got is you got your clicker. You're going to have to take off this. There's a little, I don't know what that's called. I'll take it out and I'll show you. It's very important you don't lose this. This is the key to the whole. I mean, without this piece, you can't do anything. This little piece right here. Shoot, let me get it. You start out with that. That's the first thing you take off. You take that off. Then what you'll see is there's 2 little wires that go on this piece. Just make sure that you either take a picture of it. You have to remember which way they go, or else your clicking system will not work, and your drag system may end up not working, to be honest. So I'm gonna go ahead and take a picture. I haven't done this in a while, so better safe than sorry. Eventually you'll figure it out, but it'll make your life a lot easier if you just take a picture. Okay, I just took a picture. So now I'm going to go ahead and take off this piece. I'm going to put it face down like the way it's been sitting on the reel. That'll make your life a little bit easier as well. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take off this little spring. I'll leave it on there for a second. This little spring right here. You're going to go ahead and take that off and sit it on your table or whatever you're doing this at. Sit it face down so you remember how it was sitting on the reel. Then, I mean, after that, it's just like cleaning any other reel. Take all these pieces off. Here's your washer. Everything else is the same. Then you just go in and you clean everything. If you want to keep your reel going for a long time, I would suggest that you don't go any longer than 2 months without cleaning your reel. It may sound kind of excessive for some of you guys, but it really is better safe than sorry. Once rust gets in there, I mean, it's kind of hard to to fix that. So what I'll do is I'll get all this grease. I got one t-shirt that I use just for reels. I'll get all this old grease out. Try to do a really good job at cleaning it. Still got some work to do. But a lot of you guys, I've been seeing some requests for me to do a cleaning, a review and a cleaning session on this reel. So I figured I would do it. The last video I had on this reel did really well. So I figured I'd do another one for you guys. It wouldn't take that much time to do. So what I'm doing right now is I'm just cleaning all of this grease off these gears right here. That is what's going to make your, if you have that gritty stuff in there, you really need to make sure you get that out and then replace that stuff with some good clean grease. That's what's going to have your reel going so smooth. So I just did that. Alright guys, my other GoPro just died. But I'm going to go ahead and put some clean grease on these gears right here. Not a ton, I'm just going to put some. Just want to make sure you get those teeth on those gears. And then I work it in. Alright, next thing I do is I'll clean this. And that drag washer sits on top of this, so I don't put any grease on this because I don't want my drag to slip. I'll go ahead and put that right back on there like it was. Drag washer, I'll just clean it off. I don't do anything to this either. Just make sure it's clean. Put that bad boy back on there. This is the spool shaft. No, that's not spool shaft's on the actual spool. Spool goes inside this. The spool shaft goes inside this. I think this is your driver gear, something like that. Just make sure you clean this off really good. Eventually, some grease will get on this. Once you put grease on this, which I will, it'll work its way into this. So I'll just go ahead and put this back on. We'll clean this as well. Go ahead and put these back on. Put the spool back in just like that. Alright, next what I'll do is I'll clean this main gear. I'm just going to wipe it off. It's got a lot of stuff on it from that drag washer. A lot of black stuff on it. Now, I mean, that just gonna, I can't get all of it off. I'm not gonna really work too hard at it. Eventually with reels, that stuff's just gonna work in. But I'm going to clean the bottom off. I'm not going to put any grease on it because I don't want my drag to slip. I'm going to clean the top of it. Just try to get some of this grease off. This dirt and stuff. Any of this black stuff that's on here. Alright, this is looking pretty clean. Like I said, this is just the way I do it. I'm not a professional. I'm going to go ahead and put this back on. Then what I'll do is I'll take some more grease. Where I put that? Oh, here it is right here. Take some grease. I'll put it on these teeth of the gear. Just really work it in. And then that will travel into that spool gear. The gear that the spool sits in. And then I'll put these springs back on. And the last thing I'll do after I put all this stuff back together. Oh, that's not good. I'll take some grease and I'll just put it on the outside edges of the reel. Like all these parts, like on the outside. I don't know if you can see that. I'll put it on the outside. That'll stop water from getting into your reel. Just one more barrier. That'll help. Alright guys, that's how I clean my Shimano Excense. Everything's working just fine. Alright guys, if you like this video, please leave a like. Please subscribe. Subscribe for some more content of this reel. And if you guys have any tips for me for cleaning my reels, if anything I did wrong, just comment down below. And I will see you guys next video.